I don't know, I just love stand-up, dude. Like, I love it, like everything about it. It's such like it's such like a good outlet just to be able to like get like your thoughts and like your frustrations, or just like anything that like you like just visualize like about the world, like anything that you see, you can just go make fun of it. And so I feel like, because I kind of like hate like what I do. Like I hate like my actual career. So I'm in finance. I've done finance for like 6 years now, ever since I got out of college. And I hate like 90% of it. There's like 10% of it that I like, and that's like only the learning aspect. And so I feel like for me, comedy is like kind of like an outlet to be like, all right, well, fuck finance, fuck people. Like it's just a way to like vent without like actually getting myself fired. I've only done it for like 2 or 3 months now, so I'm still very new. It's actually funny, Dallas. You know Dallas, right? Yeah. So like I'm transitioning. He said it perfectly. I'm transitioning from being like the funny guy in the office to trying to be the funny guy on stage. And to be honest with you, I thought it was gonna be like a lot easier than it was. So like, actually like writing and constructing your own joke and like writing every parameter to it is super fucking hard. Like, because I've always been like the funny guy, like growing up, like people, especially like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but like people always think that I'm funny, but like being the funny guy in the office is a lot harder than, or it's a lot easier than being the funny guy that people, to people that are actually funny. So like my goal at this point is just not to bomb. I bombed super hard like 3 weeks ago. And I just like so bad that I just walk off stage, but like fuck it happens to everybody. So like my goal at this point is just like to be good enough to like where people are like, oh hey, what's up, man? Just to say hey to them. That's like the only like goal that I have right now. So it's it's a work in progress, but I love it, dude. It's so much fun. I want to get into improv. I've been like writing, like I've been trying to write like different screenplays, not screenplays, but like videos and shit like that. So I'm trying to like just get in like to as many different outlets as I can to see like what I love the most and like what I'm good at. And right now it's stand-up. So yeah. It was at Comedy After Dark show. But it wasn't at Nighthawks, it was at Rain Dogs, because there was like a show at Nighthawks or some shit. And the first time that I ever did it, it was their minute comedy thing, and I had a joke that lasted like 2 minutes. And so I was trying to get it out in a minute, and I was super nervous, like fumbled it all over the place, left and right. Like I was like moving my hands a bunch and just like I just like spewed it out like a nervous schoolgirl like touching a dick for the first time, and it was like fucking terrifying. And so like I had like a minute and a half. Like a couple people were like, yay, like it was all right. And so that was my first time performing comedy. It was actually kind of terrifying. I was pretty drunk, but like it was still fucking terrifying. Like, the first time that like I ever discovered like what stand-up comedy was Dane Cook's first album, maybe it was the second, Harmful if Swallowed. I literally memorized like in I think like 7th or 8th grade, I memorized every fucking word to that. And so like I think that even now, like in my stand-up and like in my writing and stuff like that, like I do like a lot of yelling, and like I go from like one pitch to another, so I go very quiet to like very loud. And I think that's because of him, because he was the first person like I ever like actually like heard embodied like is like a really funny comedian. Yeah, I think Dane Cook was definitely like the first original like inspiration for me. My favorite comedian right now, I would probably say, is Bert Kreischer. So I saw Bert Kreischer a little over a year ago in Seattle. Hung out with him for like an hour afterwards, and that dude's just like my spirit animal. I think Bert Kreischer, like I saw his show, I've never laughed that hard in my life. So yeah, I'd probably say Bert Kreischer as my favorite stand-up special. But Dane Cook was like my original like true inspiration for like discovering what comedy was, if that makes sense. It's probably John Mulaney's The Salt and Pepper Diner. Have you ever heard it? Alright, so John Mulaney tells this joke about like when he was a kid and he went to this diner and they played 21 songs in a row of What's New Pussycat? And just the way that he structures the entire thing is pure gold. Like that's the exact kind of comedy that I want to write. So that's probably my favorite joke. Yeah, that's my favorite joke. Dane Cook, I guess his favorite joke of mine, probably the car accident joke, where, you know, like he explains like how people like just gather, like, what, car accident? Where? And they just like gather for that. That's probably my favorite Dane Cook joke. But yeah, I think my favorite joke ever is John Mulaney, Salt and Pepper Diner. Look it up. It's fucking hilarious. I think Broad City, so actually, hold on, wait. I think the most recent one, Broad City, is one of the most beautifully written things ever. I think Marvelous Miss Maisel is one of the best written shows, especially comedy-wise, because it is just so directly comedy. I think Marvelous Miss Maisel is perfectly written. Like, it's insane how well it's written. I also really love It's Always Sunny. I think they are all geniuses. Glenn Howerton, Rob McElhenry, or whatever the fuck his name is, the creator of the show. I think that they are just pure geniuses. I do love South Park because I love the satire that's involved. I had a lot of like projects and stuff in college that I would use different South Park clips for to explain satire. But I'd probably say that from a writing standpoint, Marvelous Miss Maisel is, I think, one of the most perfectly written shows, as well as It's Always Sunny. Key and Peele is an easy one. Obviously, Dave Chappelle, the Chappelle Show is an easy one. I think Dude Comedy back in the day, like on YouTube and stuff, whenever it was first starting out. Actually, is it Dude Comedy? I don't know. Hold on. Whatever Donald Glover got started in, I can't believe I can't think of it right now. But they did like the Bro Rate video on YouTube. Pure fucking gold. One of my favorite things ever is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. From a writing standpoint, my favorite comedy film, I don't know, I kind of love like the slapstick of like your stereotypical like Step Brothers and stuff, but like that's still not an answer. I love like the humor behind like Wes Anderson films and stuff like that. Pressure. John Mulaney, Richard Pryor. Shit. I'll put Bert Kreischer in there just because I love him so much. I'll keep it unreally. This is actually a terrible list. I'll take Tom Segura because I think Tom Segura's hilarious. And then, old school. Oh, Charlie Murphy. Improv, for sure. I love doing improv. That's probably the best. I mean, I try to write sketch comedy. I'm not that good at it yet. My buddy Jaron Wallace, look him up. He's fucking hilarious. He's a huge like inspiration to me, and like he's a really, really, really funny writer locally here in Jacksonville, and I love his work. So just kind of follow like and be like a protege of Jaron. Shout out Jaron. Hopefully, where people know who I am in Jacksonville. on Twitter at Scottington, SCOTTINGTON. And then my Instagram is Scott Sandlin, SCOTTSANDLIN, and same thing on Facebook. Yeah, just that I made him laugh a couple times. I mean, that's all I'm going for now. Hey guys, my name's Scott Sandlin, comedian out of Jacksonville, Florida. Check out acutiepie.com. Best shit, funny shit. You're gonna love it. Check it out.